And we're back for more Copenhagen Dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. We have just seen the situation with the two hell horses change rather dramatically when Sonny stepped out in front, spread his wings, and closed his eyes so that nobody could see the horses. So, what do, folks?
I have an idea, guys.
Yeah?
I need to be able to look around this room because I need to use Kronos. If we line up with 50 meters apart out into the tunnel and change when someone looks at those horses, they will keep on running away from this room.
That's actually pretty smart. I think we should do that.
Do what? Sorry, I have two cats meowing and choir behind me.
So August, or anyone using Kronos, would need to have a look around the room, which is of course difficult with the horses here. So he suggested we line up with a few meters apart into the tunnel, and then, person one looks at the horse, and when it gets close, they close their eyes, and then person two looks at the horse, and so on. So the horses keep running into the tunnel for a while, and then we get them out of the room.
Dunny can do that. He can fly over them.
Yeah, but the tunnel is dark, and, so not safe to fly in the dark necessarily.
No, but I could keep them at the other end of the room.
I suppose you could.
Or shield you from them, so you don't actually look at them.
I could try to ensnare them, meanwhile, so that if any of them tried to break off, we would catch it.
Let's say we lure them away into the tunnel, and then when they come back, we can have those plans in motion. How does that sound?
Well, whoever goes into the tunnel will need a light.
Well, we all have cell phones.
True.
What if Sonny is the last one, and then, sort of just flies up, so that they will keep looking up and stay there?
That really depends on how much room there is in the tunnel.
I mean, I'm pretty quick on land too. I can lure them all the way out. The other way went out, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe they'll be happier grazing.
If you think you can outrun them.
That should give us pretty much time to do whatever.
Sonny shrug. I don't know until I try. And then he turns as the other leaves the area of the entrance.
Yeah.
You should probably move. Because if I'm gonna lead them this way, you should not be in the way.
Good idea. Jonas starts moving by, looking down at the ground and shielding his eyes.
Yeah, good idea. Definitely healthier that way. So you, most of you move into the cave without looking at the horses, right? Am I getting this correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
Free of the ficking entrance, because if
Yes.
those two comes running at them and they accidentally look up, then
Yeah.
so facing the wall.
Yes. And then Sonny tries to look at the horses to basically get them to run after him out.
Yeah, we'll try to, but right now I have a cat ass in the face. To the fuck off. She's on. I can't even see the screen now. Give me a second to remove her.
Yeah, obviously, take your time.
There we go. Slightly annoyed, but down from the table.
Sonny, do we have a plan B if you can't outrun?
Just close your eyes.
Oh yeah, sure.
I would say plan B is usually just close my eyes and hope for the best, but He turns and looks directly up. Hey!
Yeah, you get their attention immediately, and moments later you have two angry hell horses
it.
chasing you.
Running through the tunnel with them.
You are able to stay in front of them, but only barely. And that's mainly because...
I kind of have to look at them.
Yeah, looking back at them makes it difficult to run straight ahead. You can't fly in the tunnel, it's not high enough. But you do have the advantage of all the twists and turns, which are a lot more difficult for the horses to maneuver than to get around than you.
Sharp turns on 3 legs.
Yeah, exactly. Sharp turns on 3 legs.
I mean, it would have been easier if it was the hind leg that I only were one of, but it's the one of the front, and the horses always use the front leg to help. Poor horses.
Indeed. So...
He taunts them.
Yes. You do, however, have a slight problem as you get towards the entrance.
Oh?
There's thunder outside.
Fuck. Fuck. I don't think he realizes before he's halfway out.
Nope.
And then a huge thunder clap.
Probably. Oh, crap. And it happens quite a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
Then I need a difficulty from...
It's pretty serious storm, so difficulty is 7. Yep, you managed just fine. It's obviously not
fine.
It's obviously not nice, but you manage.
The difference is he's still not happy about it, but he doesn't have to run away from it, which would be awkward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or they're just more scared than the thunder.
No, they're not as loud as the thunder. So the thunder is scarier than the wolves.
How do the horses react to getting outside in rain and thunder?
They don't actually care much. They keep chasing.
Whee! Sunny turns around and stops looking at them.
Yep. They're obviously the moment that you stop looking at them, they stop running, and you can hear that basically they mill about for about 10 seconds, and then they head back into the cave.
Hey! Come back here, you two! Looks at them.
And they come back out. So you can keep that going for quite a
Come
while.
on! Stop going back inside, assholes. And stop flying around over them, because fuck you guys.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yep, but he doesn't think about that right now. They're in the dreaming. Who cares?
Right. Thunderclaps. And lightning.
Yeah.
Very, very frightening.
Galileo, Galileo, Figaro.
Do I roll high or low? Oh, yeah.
You always roll high, so you roll low.
Okay. Rolling low.
This is when you roll a 1. Close enough.
Sadly, you get struck by lightning.
Yay! Dream lightning doesn't hurt as much as real light.
It probably does.
Yay!
You do have the advantage of not actually being on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not grounded to anything.
Exactly.
But that was electrifying.
If you want,
Wanted to hear.
if you want some damage, I know there's a.
Well, soak that. That is 6 points of damage.
Is it just stamina? So I forgot. I don't know how dream soaking works.
Yes, you soak with your stamina.
Okay.
Oh, and remember, you're wearing armor. It does help.
How? It's made of metal.
Oh,
Dream
that's
metal.
true. You didn't get leather armor. You didn't get leather armor. You got metal. No, it doesn't help. That's actually probably the reason I kept remembering that you got leather armor. I think that the armor is probably what attracted the lightning strike.
Oh. Okay, so I just roll my stamina.
Yes. Nice!
That's a good roll.
That
So
is a
soak 4 of them.
very good roll. You soak 4 of them, yeah. So you take 2 points of damage from lightning.
Well, I would have loved a couple of 10s because I'm both relentless and tireless.
Is lightning aggravated damage?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not real, it's chimerical, sorry.
That's true. It is, yeah. Yes, that's true, because otherwise you wouldn't even have been able to soak it. Because you can't normally
Well, I would have been able to soak 3 of them because of female.
Yeah. So, there you go. But still, that's a shocking experience.
Har.
Yes, I went there.
I think he tries to lead them further away from the fucking cave.
Probably a good idea. And that is not really a problem, because obviously as long as they can see you and you can see them, they will continue to try to... Yeah. They will try to follow
chase me down.
Exactly.
So what about the rest of us?
The rest of you. You are still inside the cave, and you now have some peace and quiet to actually do your work.
Jonas looks around for eggshells.
There are, in fact, large eggs in here, about the height of a human.
Wow.
Well, they would have been when they were still in one piece. And there are small-ish, well, again, they're about the size of a human, but you've seen you've seen their mother. But there are bones.
That's surprising, since things in the egg doesn't actually have bones but cartilage.
Yeah, well, they're dragons. They're not, creatures like you and me.
Babu dragon.
Babu dragon, indeed.
Big babu.
I suppose this is where we need to look, August. Do you have the camera?
Yeah, I have it. I'll just look around at first, and then whenever I find something, I'll take a picture of it.
Right.
Right. So you are basically looking around and scanning the room and so on. It takes a little while. Again, it's a huge room, but eventually you find the outline of 2 people. You find the outline of 2 people coming into the room. It's quite faint.
Yeah, I'll just follow them and see whomever they are.
You have difficulties identifying them clearly. For whatever reason. But they are very hazy. However, you can hear them talking.
The camera can take video too?
No, only stills.
Well, if I can see what direction they're going, I will be able to move around so I can take a picture from the front.
Yes. They are moving
camera
towards
can
the eggs.
flick up. Yeah. So just hoping that the cameras can actually do something that I can't.
You could also listen if their voice are recognizable.
Yeah, I'm following the entire conversation.
Yeah, you can hear these two people talking. They're not voices you recognize. But one of them says to the other, one of them is male, the other is female. The female says to the male, what are we going to do if she comes home? And the male seems to shrug and say, die, probably very messily. That's why we should hurry. And the woman shudders and pulls out something. You can't really tell what it is, but she pulls something out. And it seems like she drills a hole in the first of the eggs. And the male then walks up and puts something in there with what vaguely looks like either it's a very large syringe or it's a roast baster. You know, one of these things you use for basting a Sunday roast with sauce. But it looks more like a very large syringe that he inserts something into the egg. And they proceed to the next egg, doing the same thing. And the woman says, I don't know about you, but this doesn't feel right. And the man says, I don't care if it feels right. This is an order. Do you want to lose all of Jutland to that beast? And the woman says, no, of course I don't. But these are eggs. You know how long time it takes for a dragon to get, she's going to be livid. She's going to kill people because of this. And the man says, I don't think so. Baron Kos has all that well in hand. He's going to take care of the mother. We just have to make sure that her offspring doesn't come out to pester the world. And the woman goes, I still don't like this. There's just something wrong about this whole thing. And that's as much as you get.
Well, I relay it all to the Kura's grandchild and take as many pictures as I can.
Yes, you get quite a few pictures of this, including, where they're drilling and you, yeah, absolutely.
So, Jonas, we have no clue who this is, but apparently it has something to do with the grandfather.
Yeah. We can't be certain, but it sounds like they were ordered by him to do this.
Yeah, but we might have to figure out who those two people are, and if they're still alive.
And how would you go about doing that?
Well, that's more on the line of figuring out who were your grandfather's trustees. Because if we can figure that out, we might figure out who these two are, is man or female. So.
Yeah. For that, we would probably need to ask the Duke, and I don't think he's in any mood to comply. But he might during the trial.
Yeah, I mean, if this shows to it not being his doing in any way, then it should be in his interest to actually, tell us or tell someone if it's in court.
Well, if we talk to him and say that we might be able to prove that he is not to blame, but your grandfather is, then maybe he'll help us.
Yeah, what at least the least we can do is to tell what we saw to Her Majesty.
Maybe we should start with trying to get out of here before Sonny can't hold off these the creatures anymore.
Oh, that's true. Is there anything else we need to do here?
I don't think so. Is there any more to see here?
No. It's you've seen all that you could with Kronos.
How about in the real world? Any more to see there?
You will try to peek out.
Yeah, into just around in
The real fantasy world.
Yes. That's a basement.
No, I was thinking, what's there to see in this ginormous cave? Since the horses aren't here, we can actually look around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you feel like you want to investigate the cavern further, then you absolutely can. There is not much in here. That's the thing. It's empty. After all these years, it's empty.
I think there might be a last thing you can do whenever we get out on the other side, right on the other side of the portal. I might use the Kronos again to see if there's enough of an imprint to see those two people.
Might also be able to see them at the entrance of the cave.
Yeah, I'll take a look and let's walk back into the entrance.
Alright, so let's go to the exit of the cave and hope Sonny's alright.
Right. There's nothing at the entrance to the cave in, where that's well, there is, but that you started seeing them when they entered the cave, and then you followed them all the way up to the eggs, and that's, basically what you saw. But when you get all the way out to the opening, did you want to try again there? Was that what you said?
Yeah, because they might have been nervous enough to have left an imprint.
All right. I'll need you to give me a Kronos roll. And if you want to bunk it, let me know.
I definitely want that. I'll take whatever watch I have on my hand and fling it to the ground and do a little stump on it, just to make time stop.
Yep.
And back to the ground. Jump, jump, jump.
That gives you 2 points. There you go. That's 2 successes. And what you see is you see the 2 shapes. But again, you can't make them out in any detail. What you can make out in detail is the motherfucking dragon standing right there. It's not the lady, it's not big enough.
I'll definitely take some pictures of that.
Yeah. You can recognize that. That's Kindle.
But you killed Kindle before that.
Yep.
She might be interested to know this.
She might.
Is there any conversation?
No, there isn't. Actually, try giving me a try giving me intelligence plus kenning, and only August, because he's the one seeing this. That's one success. These are two different imprints laid on top of each other. The two people are not reacting to the dragon.
How's that possible?
Because
can I separate them?
you can try. Let me see. How do we go about that? You can do that, yes, but it'll cost you a temporary point of glamour.
No problem. I got a nose on hand.
Yep. Which one do you want to see first?
I'll start out with the dragon.
Yep. You start out by looking at the imprint of Kindle, and he is looking at, and it should be said, Kindle is completely clear. There is nothing obscuring him. You can see him clear as daylight. It's as if he stood there. And he is looking at the cave entrance with, insofar as you're able to tell, it's kind of difficult with draconic faces, obviously, but he looks angry. And he's shouting something, but you can't hear what it is. There's no sound on this.
Can I see what he's looking at?
He's looking at the cave entrance, where he's looking towards the cave.
I'll walk a little so I can see more in the line of sight. Yes.
Okay, so you turn around to see, and what you notice, or what you see, is you see the lady, but she's in human form. And she's not dressed in modern clothing. This is clearly quite old. If you were to make any guess from how she's dressed, it's several hundred years.
Remember pictures.
Yeah, I'm picturing a way.
Yep. And she seems to be answering him, but again, you can't hear what is being said. And then she turns around and walks into the cave, and she is followed by a stream of almost white-hot fire from Kindle. He breathes at her. And then it stops. You that's what you get.
Yeah, I'm doing the whole photograph thing, and then turning around to look at the other thing with the people instead.
Yep. You see the other two standing there, and this time there's sound. There's the image is unclear, but you can hear the sound. And again, you don't recognize any of the. You don't recognize any of the what are they called? Of the voices. And and it's still the man and the woman. And she is saying, so do you have the poison? And he says, yes, I have the poison. I've had the poison since we left Copenhagen. Come on, we're late already. She might be home soon. And the woman goes like, do you think so? I mean, isn't she far away? And he's like, it's a dragon. You'd never know. And she says, so what about why can't Baron Kos and the Duke do this on their own? And the man shrugs and just goes, plausible deniability, I guess. And that's all you get.
I relay it to the others. And then I think I'll just jump on the outside of this gates and then try in the real world too, just to be sure. see if anything is there in the real world.
Nope.
Will you guys get Sunny while I do that?
Yeah, sure. Jonas goes to go get Sunny.
Yes.
Sunny!
And Agnes goes with Jonas.
Yeah. You don't actually find anything in the real world. I can say that right away to August. But the rest of you go to get Sunny, and that's not really a problem. You can find him pretty easily.
Sitting in a tree, or maybe on a little cliff or something, yelling at the two horses,
Something along those lines, yes.
asking them questions about life and everything, while they're annoyedly trying to get up and pummel him.
Yep. They're bonking against, their heads against the tree trunk to get you to fall out so they can eat you. It doesn't work. They're still trying.
I mean, I have to commend you for your effort. That's really something. But don't you get a headache from it?
Bonk.
I know it's all good and well. I like your persistence. He waves at Jonas and the others.
Yeah,
I get it.
Jonas, what's the word for that? Pifter?
Yeah, he whistles.
Whistles.
This is just whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he whistles after him.
Yep, Sonny is already waving at.
Then Jonas waves the "come hither" wave at.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'm really sorry, Steve, but I have to go. You take good care of him, right, Herbert? And then he flies off, no longer looking at them,
Bonk.
and lands near Jonas and.
Wouldn't Jonas be looking at the horses if we looked at some?
No, he would be looking at Sonny up in a tree. The horses would be at the ground.
Yeah, you can avoid looking at the horses.
All right, we found out a lot, so let's go.
Okay. I have a feeling Sonny might be smelling a bit of ozone.
Yeah,
Are
just a
you
bit.
all right?
I got hit by lightning.
You got hit by lightning.
Yup. It was shocking.
I think you're very lucky that happened in the dreaming and not real life. Or reality, or whatever I'm supposed to call it.
In the waking world?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never been singed before. This is a new one for everyone, I guess.
You smell like ozone.
Yep. Well, lightning comes from the sky, and they usually drag ozone with them down when they... It's a long process. What did you find out?
And Jonas, informs him on the way back of what they've seen in Kronos and the poison and the drilling and the plausible deniability.
Yep.
Assuming, of course, that August told Jonas that.
Yeah, I took it all.
Okie dokie.
Sorry I had to run further away, but they tried to get in the second I lost.
That's all right. Thank you for being decoy. That was quite brave of you.
It's not brave if you know you can get away. But on the other hand, I realized that Steve is way more persistent than Herbert.
Jonas just looks at him with a deadpan expression.
What? I saw both of them were male.
Why were you looking at that part of them?
Because I ran in circles with them, and they're not as quick as me to turn. One front leg. One of them had to kiss the ground at one point.
You had way too much fun being bait.
It is fun. I usually never get to be active and stuff like that. It's always just using your brain. It gets boring.
We'll try to have more non-brainy work for you in the future then.
Thank you. I've brained too much.
Yeah, maybe you just need to exercise it.
He looks thoughtful for a moment, then shakes his head.
No.
I was just reminded of the train trip. I need to find the reply. Anyway.
For the
nothing.
train?
Yes. The train needs a reply. You can't leave a lady hanging like that.
Are you sure you're all right? You sure
He
the lighting
is
didn't
totally
crumple your-
pulling your leg.
I think the lighting messed with your brain, Sunny.
I know, I'm singed.
Agus just looks at them and chuckles and is like, "Go on, guys. We need to hurry."
I'm already walking. It's not my fault Jonas has short legs.
Not my fault you're that tall.
Not my fault you're that short.
I'm not short.
You are. You're shorter than me, so you're short.
With that measurement, pretty much everyone is short.
Yep. Not Thomas, he's tall.
Right. Oh, he has the trot.
Yep.
Ugh. I have to contortion my way out of it again, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Now I
Yes, you
know what
tall
it
guy.
feels. Now I know what it feels like to be born, and I have to do it again. It's not fun.
Oh, mental images, Sunny.
What? I'm not the one forcing them in your head. You're the
You
one
are.
thinking of them.
It's entirely your fault that I accidentally, for the briefest second, thought of my mom's vagina.
Why your mom's? Jonas, do you have an issue you haven't told us about?
Because she's the one who gave birth to me.
Well, it could be the reason you're into men.
Because I was born?
No, because every time you think of vagina, you think of your mother's.
I don't.
You wiggle his brows.
Oh, Jonas gives him a shove.
Ugh! Oh, thank you, that worked. I'm out! Freedom!
Yep, you're out. All of you.
Out and proud.
Out and proud.
Yes. Well, Sonny was never in. I don't think he ever hid it from anyone.
So...
Well,
now
apparently
we
you
have-
hid it from Jasmine because, yeah.
That Sonny is pansexual?
No, that's true. He's pansexual. That's true.
I don't think he ever hid that from anyone ever.
No, that's true.
At least not on purpose. What they assumed due to heteronormativity is something else.
That's not Sonny's fault that they're narrow-minded.
Nope.
In any case,
Just because you have a female partner doesn't mean that's the only thing you like.
you're out.
What time is it?
It's still the middle of the night. You've probably
Time to
spent
go home.
about 2 hours in there. So it's now something like 3 in the morning.
Still a couple of hours before the first train goes home.
Yeah.
Want to sneak into bars?
If any of them are open at this hour.
Well,
I
there's
did not-
always those around the clock McDonald's. We can have a brief sit there and talk about what we found and figure out what to do next.
Yes,
You can find
food
something
and
like that.
dry should be very nice. I mean, we can go back to the station and then take it.
If
Chances
not-
are, if they see, 5 underage children, he says in quotation marks, on the train station, they're gonna call someone.
Yeah, but if we're smart, we'll take the train to Aarhus, then we'll blend in better.
But the last train has already left.
Yeah, for Copenhagen, but not for Aarhus. Aarhus is much closer.
So there's a local train.
Yeah, but they stopped driving over here around midnight. There is no such thing as night trains in Jutland. I can say this with all confidence in the world.
Actually, Arriva has 2 each night because it's in the triangle area.
That's true, a Reaver does it. Oh well. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that in this version of the World of Darkness, you can in fact get one on one of a Reaver's night trains to Aarhus. You can't get any further than that.
Then we can go there, and they might have a 24/7 McDonald's.
There's a bigger chance of it. I know they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's
Well,
go
Sonny
there.
does it. He's never been here. Well, I'm sure McDonald's will make you feel full for an entire 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, let's go?
Yeah, okay.
Right, you get to, as I said, you get to Aarhus. It's a pretty dull ride. You're probably, even though you slept on the train coming over, you're probably all absolutely bushed at this time as well.
Ooh. Did Sonny get one of those cool scarred lightning thingies down his back or something where the lightning hit?
Nope.
Aww. I think he looks at where he was hit with a frown. Darn it.
What up?
Well, there's none of those cool scars you get from being hit by lightning.
Oh, those like what are they called?
Those that actually looks like lightning.
Figures. Yeah, I've seen them. You know, people make them in wood with electricity.
Yes. Boo. I'm not gonna try for a real one out here. That might just kill me.
Yeah.
So
Could have been cool though. Just gonna have to settle for a real tattoo then.
I suppose if you really want the lightning that bad.
No, it could just have been cool. So, where do you find a McDonald's in Aarhus? Sonny mutters as they walk up in Bruns Gallery.
you find you can find one fairly easily. They're definitely present.
Yes.
So, point here being that you guys spend the rest of the wee hours of the night until morning, and you can get on the first train back to Copenhagen.
Yes.
Something like that.
Right, well, you get on that train, and I think we shall take our second break there.
Coolio.
We'll sleep during the break then.